Hello, we're back with another Quake Brutalist Jam III map. This is another one from the new Faces wing. It's called Blood Train by Chaos Ed Zero, or Chaos Zero. I'm not sure how you pronounce it and I apologise. And for a new mapper, this is a sophisticated offering. It's got a narrative through line, it's got a large open central space, and the combat is actually challenging. It takes finesse to use large groups of monsters and actually make them challenging in an open space, especially in the context of a jam where you have a new set of monsters and a very limited amount of time to actually get to grips with them. This map pulls it off quite admirably, so let's get into it. Lovely cinematic start here with the police car lights coming in through the window. Rover has to book it out of there as a fugitive, get away onto the blood train. And then the music's kicking in, of course, when you actually start fighting as well. That's just a nice touch. So you might notice here, I don't have a pistol. That is actually pretty good for this map. It makes a very big difference in the way most of it works. Because there's a lot of trench knights, there's a lot of long sight lines. Having the pistol means that it will be easy, and it will be massively encouraged to play as passively as possible instead of getting right up in there into the chaos. I also want to point out as well that the police cars burst in through the wall as well when you pick up that nail gun. That's just a really nice feature. It just looks great. Anyway, no armour, or very limited armour, having to use a shotgun, open sight lines, a lot of trench knights on nightmare difficulty, brutal difficulty. That means that it's Shredsville in terms of health. It's so easy to die on this map. There's so many ways you can get plinked down. You need to think about movement, you need to think about what you're doing. Like, look at this outside courtyard area here, for example. Run in the wrong direction, you can end up getting pistoled so badly there. It's nasty. But most of the map takes place in this large outer courtyard area, which looks really nice. I wonder if it's patterned on a real place. I've no idea. And as I was trying to say earlier in the intro, it's difficult to make a map like this and have an open space like this and have enemies coming from different directions and it not just feel kind of empty or feel insubstantial. But here, everything always seems pretty full on. Though we haven't got to the main fight yet, of course. Secrets, worth mentioning, Invoker ammo, and there's an Invoker as well. Those are big game changers for how this map works. But right now I've just been collecting ammo. That takes away the ammo pressure, because before I had a bit of pressure with the shotgun in terms of actual resource there. I couldn't use too many. And also, being down there gives enough time for these guys to spawn up here as well, which allows me to come through this little choke point area here. Now this choke point is dangerous as hell. It's probably the most dangerous part of the entire map. I need to get through this doorway, but there's zombies which will respawn. Their jibs will fly out the doors and they'll respawn in my way. And the doorway itself is nasty because you've got a load of stuff in front of it there. You've also got the pistol knights at the back and the rocketeers as well. And it's horrendous. You want to stay out of that funnel because enemies can come in from behind those champions and everything else as well. It can get really out of control. You've got to be as aggressive as possible to push out of that choke point, which is very cool. And I actually take a minute here just to kill these guys. I don't need to because I'm coming back here anyway, but I just felt like it was a good idea. Suffering not champions, you know. And these buttons remove barriers which open up the area more. Perhaps it would be strategic and you could choose not to open some of the barriers, so when the major fight starts you can set up some strategic choke points. I didn't think that was what I wanted to do, but it is something that you can think about. Because there's a train station across there which you're trying to get to. Worth noting here, these fiends sometimes bunch up and you can get them at the same time, sometimes they do this and they waste your time completely. There's some really nice little bits of detailed greenery on this map as well. There's some ivy growing on the side pillar, just of this walkway bridge overhead. It looks really nice. It's a very subtle thing, but it looks pretty. There it is. Isn't that nice? Choosing to kill all the servitors though, because I don't want them shooting me in the back. Because there's a couple of nasty ambushes up ahead, which aren't very fun if you're not careful. But just getting to this point was actually bit of grinding because there's a lot of ways it can go wrong when you're playing aggressively like this. Jumping over here of course gets you the Invoker, which is absolutely the most important thing. Another effect of me being down at the bottom earlier out and killing a bunch of the enemies before I started my ascent up the stairwell means that there aren't quite as many pistol knights who are just kind of plinking at you, which can happen when you get the Invoker armor. They can just go nuts. And it's a really nasty corner this as well because you're instinct is to run to that multi-missile launcher, but if you do, there's at least 4 pistol knights, and sorry, shotgun knights, and they just shred you so quickly, it's unbelievable. They are horrendous. So here we go. The blood train runs on the renewable resource of blood, so we need to kill 120 monsters before it lets us on. Now, you can stay at the top, and when you stay at the top, there are all these doors, these double doors, they all open, and monsters flood out of them at different times, and they push you from hither to thither, but I didn't want to do that for a couple of reasons. One is that ammo is at a premium, and at the top, there ain't that much of it. The good ammo drops are going off to the side and going down to the bottom. So if I drop down immediately, I get some ammo for survivability, I get some ammo, and I get this lovely choke point bridge here, where we can kill lots and lots of things. There are 2 shamblers that come out the door on the right, and most of the time both of them come out, but sometimes they get stuck on the doorways like this, another reason I didn't want to stay at the top. And it's a pain in the ass, because I tried staying at the top and, you know, like, shooting things in the doorways before they can get out, but the doors kind of get glitchy and one opens and they close really fast and they block line of sight for the shambler. It's kind of a pain in the ass. So it's better just to let things filter through naturally. And everything's spawning in progressively over time as well, so I've got some time to play with here. I don't have to play that quickly because I'm waiting for more waves to come in. It's fantastic as well, this is a great detail. You can see the bar filling up above the train station there, above the platform, showing you like the progress of how much blood there is to power the train, which is that's really wonderful. That's just a really lovely touch. So down here is one of the best resources that you can find. It is a big box of 50 rockets, absolutely essential. You can't miss that. You can hear the amount of blisters down there that are waiting to explode in my face. But this is a good time. I've got this door open here, which means this shambler's up. I can get this guy out of the way. And the amalgams are about to come in, which is my cue basically saying most of the stuff spawned in on the map now. I'm going down there. Shoot a couple of grenades down because usually that will kill some of the boils and allows me to make a safe jump down to that vampirism and that armor and health. But I mean, you can get that wrong, you can jump down directly onto a boil and instantly die. But if you do it properly, you've got berserk, so you've got damage reduction, you've got vampirism, and you've got multi-missile, so you can just, you know, crush like I am here, really just take everything to pieces. This map is so dangerous if you don't know what you're doing, and if you don't have the invoker as well, like ammo is a premium, you are pushed around, it usually pushes you right down to the bottom, and when you're pushed right down to the bottom, it's hard to climb back up again because the choke points up there fill with the shamblers on the stairwells and all sorts, and it can be quite a puzzle to figure out how the hell am I going to get back upstairs to more resources. I need more ammo, I want to get back up there. But doing it this way, we've cleared the top first, we're dropping down to the bottom, now we can clear the middle level, and in theory, we should be able to just leave. This went way better than I expected it to. Usually there's monsters missing and you gotta find them, but for whatever reason, the god smiled at me when I recorded this, and it just worked out beautifully. 2 more monsters, I'm thinking where could they be? I can see one walking along the walkway over there. We crush them. And then there's one more down there. And then for some reason it gives me 2 kills for killing him. I haven't a clue, so we've got 1 free extra there. But there you go, that's Blood Train by Chaos Ed Zero. Really impressive map, genuinely impressive map. Like I say, it's really hard to make open encounters in Quake where you've got lots of space to move around and monsters, and actually make those monsters pose some sort of threat to you, because Ranger or Rover's mobility is just so high, but this map does a great job of it. So give this one a go. It's in the new Faces ring of the start map, and there's a bunch of other cool maps in there too, which I'm going to make videos on shortly. Anyway, take care now. Goodbye.